Hey, what is up guys, it's Tyron Karma here, and today I am back with another Call the Loud video. Today we're going to be talking about the new info that was just revealed about the new map. We're going to be taking a look at the new trailer that's been shown, the release date, and my thoughts on the new species roster, as well as a big point of criticism I have for it. Now, I do want to mention that everything I say in this video is my own personal opinion, so do take this with a grain of salt. But without further ado, let's take a look at the new trailer that was just released today.
You know, most folks wouldn't think to come out here when it's -10. But it's their loss. Because you're looking at the finest stretch of untamed wilderness in all of Alberta. Even if the tourists can't handle the cold, the animals sure can. And all that snow on the ground means you can spot a moose clear as day from a long way out. Makes tracking easier too. When you hit the trail, you might want to start in the southern parklands. That's where you'll find lots of open clearings that make for some easy spotting. You'll see plenty of whitetail, and you're likely to spot wood bison passing through like they have for centuries. Along the riverbanks, you'll find waterfowl aplenty, like the Canada goose. But it's also where you'll find our most industrious resident, the North American beaver. Keep your eyes peeled, and you might even catch one working on its den. Just make sure one of those falling trees doesn't catch you. Further north, there's dense boreal woodlands that are full of life, even at this time of year. You'll want to look out for the black bear that's still out and about. And I bet you'll hear the gray wolf long before you see it. Finally, to the west there's the Canadian Rockies. If you're up for a hike, the mountains promise plenty of breathtaking views and plenty to hunt, like bighorn sheep that cling to the mountains and the stunning Manitoban elk. But if you ask me, the scariest thing around here is Fiddler's Bow. It's the best view in the preserve, as long as you don't look down. So, are you up for the challenge? Pack your warmest jacket and come join us. Sure, it's cold, but I can't think of anywhere else that's this pristine, this peaceful, and this beautiful. Welcome to Alberta, Canada. Welcome to a ski ridge.
So yeah guys, there was some pretty cool stuff shown in there. So we're going to go over each part of the trailer bit by bit, talk about what we're seeing, and then we're going to go over the release date and the species roster. So the trailer starts off by showing off some of the scenery of the map, and it really looks beautiful, honestly. After a few bits of scenery and showing the game logo, it cuts to a hunter looking off into the wilderness, and then eventually cuts to this. This right here is a northern pintail duck. Pintails are finally making their debut in the Hunter Call the Wild. This was a duck species I've been wanting in this game. In the last video where I talked about the Alberta Reserve, this and the blue-winged teal were the two duck species I'd love to see in this game. Of course, I'd still love to see common merganser, but it was mostly just the pintail and the blue-winged teal. I cannot wait to go out and try to find a diamond of this, as well as maybe see if I can get any rares for these guys, because I heard there's some cool rares in the real world. After that, we get a shot of some moose, and then eventually we get to see some geese flying overhead. And then after that, we get to take a look at another confirmed species for this map, the pronghorn. Now, some people are pointing out that they've been redone, which it does seem like that. It's hard to tell from this point of view. Regardless, it's nice to see that pronghorn are added to another map. So continuing on, we have a shot of some whitetail and a moose, and then it eventually cuts to some Manitoban elk, alongside moose and some deer. Afterwards, we get to see a group of whitetail, and then we get to see the wood bison, and they look really, really good. Next, we get to see a group of whitetail drinking by the river, and then we have our hunter passing over a bridge with what looks to be wood ducks in the river, and then it shows us another confirmed species, Canada goose. I think this is a pretty obvious one. And then it cuts to the beavers, and we can see that they actually have dams and lodges. That is really cool. And then we get to take a look at the beaver chewing on the tree, and it actually does fall down. So it looks like that is going to be a mechanic instead of it just being something shown in the trailer just to build hype. Afterwards, we get a look at a mule deer walking into the woods. And of course, it still has that snow on its back. And some people are saying that that's a new rack. It's hard to tell. But we do know that mule deer are getting new racks because they did win the poll for a species that gets new antlers. And this definitely looks like a remodeled mule deer. If that's the case, it definitely looks a lot better than they used to. And as the trailer plays out, we get to see another confirmed species, caribou. And this is a completely new model, and I'll talk about that later. Continuing on, we get to see the black bear, so that confirms that black bears are on this map. Then we get to take a look at the newly remodeled wolves. One walking along, minding its own business, and another one howling into the distance. After that, we get another shot of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, and this is confirmed to be a biome, which is pretty cool. And after that shot of the bighorn running along the mountain, we get to see mountain goats are being added to another map. And it's hard to tell from this point of view, but they definitely look like they've gotten a remaster, because they seem a lot more fluffier than what we're used to right now. Afterwards, it cuts to more shots of the newly remodeled bighorn sheep. Now, call me crazy, but some people have said that this one bighorn sheep looks jet black. I think it's safe to say that we are getting melanistic bighorn sheep. And that makes me wonder if we're going to get any new rare furs for the other remodeled species. And then we get to see another look at the Manitoban elk, and they absolutely look stunning. This is the species I am excited for the most on this map. And then continuing on, aside from this bighorn shape, we get to see what looks like a sky bridge structure, and it looks pretty cool. Just don't look down. Ah! Just kidding. But yeah, there's really not much else to talk about on this trailer. We do get to see a couple more shots of some of the species in our player, as well as some other scenery like the outpost and all that. Eventually we get a shot of some beavers swimming in the water together. We got a wolf walking along a hillside, and then we got a group of snow geese flying over the map. Afterwards, we get this beautiful shot of the map, and then it shows the map logo for a ski ridge. Afterwards, it does show the release date for the map, and this map is confirmed to come out June 17th, so we are only 2 weeks away from this map releasing. So on the official Discord server for the Hunter Call of the Wild and the Hunter Classic, they have shown off the complete species roster for this map. There are 8 new species on this map. This includes the North American beaver, wood bison, Manitoban elk, dusky grouse, northern pintail, wood duck, snow goose, and the woodland caribou. And that's the reason why I said the caribou model looks a little different, is because this is a completely new subspecies of caribou. So this makes me wonder if they're going to rename the caribou on Yukon Valley to the Barren Ground caribou, as that's the subspecies of caribou that's in Alaska, or at least the region where Yukon Valley is located. I also wonder if both caribou and reindeer are going to get remodeled, because their models definitely need to be updated. So continuing on with the roster, we now move on to the other animals that were shown in the trailer that are confirmed for this map. We have moose, black bear, gray wolf, bighorn sheep, mule deer, white-tailed deer, mountain goat, pronghorn, and Canada goose. So definitely a nice lineup of returning species right there. I find it interesting that pronghorn and caribou are on the same map. And I like to see that mountain goats are on another map. And obviously, I don't think you can have a Canada map without either Canada goose or moose. But there are still 2 more species to go over. Let's see what they are. Mallard and ring-necked pheasant. Now, this is the biggest critique point I have for this roster. I don't mind the mallards. I'm going to let that one slide. The main problem I have is the ring-necked pheasants. Now, I understand that they are in Alberta, Canada, but personally, I don't really think they're a good fit for this map. This and the mallard are kind of disappointing, to be honest. I probably would have kept the mallard, but I would have swapped the pheasant out for something else. Personally, I would have gone with snowshoe hare, coyote, Canadian lynx, or even the common merganser. But aside from that, I still think this is a really good roster of species. I definitely could see some backfills happening in the future, maybe snowshoe hare. I'm surprised that didn't get added to this map. But I was not the one who created the roster and decided to add these animals to the map, so it is what it is. Now, one last thing. As you guys can see in the background, I just shot my fabled spotted great one black bear. This is something we have yet to figure out. What is the next great one species? Well, there was an article posted on Xbox Era, and it possibly gives us a hint of what the next great one species is. However, I'm not going to believe it unless we get concrete evidence from the developers. So once again, do take this with a grain of salt. So it does go over part of the key features, but there's this one part with the dynamic snow with animal trails to follow. And it reads as follows. A ski ridges, diverse wildlife, some exclusive to the region, have all adapted to survive in the region. Tracks in deep snow relieve hardy species such as the Manitoban elk or great one mule deer, while the sound of fallen trees may lead to the North American beaver. So that right there says great one mule deer. Does this confirm that we are getting great one mule deer in the Hunter Call the Wild? Well, as much as I'd love for that to be the case, considering mule deer is the most requested great one to be added to the Hunter Call the Wild, as I've said, this is not an official source from Expansive Worlds, so I am not going to 100% believe it. We could get a great one wolf, we could also get a great one Manitoban elk, but I definitely would love to see a great one mule deer added to the game. But anyways guys, that is all the info I have right now. Whatever comes out next from Expansive Worlds, I will keep you guys updated. Be sure to let me know what you guys think of this map in the comments below. Are you excited? What do you think the next great one species is? Be sure to leave a like on the video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification so you never miss another upload. Be sure to check out the Discord server. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.